selling out another gym on the road, selling out Michigan. I mean, we were selling out basketball games like you did at Rutgers and now Michigan. Do you take pride in that you're filling up these big venues on the road?
Oh, for sure. It's the road games have been the biggest surprise to me, and it's not that the games are sold out, because I feel like I was expecting that. It's more the people that are crazy about Nebraska volleyball and the support we have. It's not just like volleyball people that enjoy watching any volleyball. It's true Husker fans, and to see them there and know people traveled really far to come watch us on the road. It's unique. There's nowhere else in the country it's like that. I can guarantee that, and it's such a blessing, and it just makes road games almost as fun as home games.
We were talking to Allie and how kind of she stays locked in the mindset when she doesn't get very much time sometimes when she gets sent into the game. What do you see from her on Sunday against Purdue that really she came in and was very effective? Yeah,
she's been playing really well in practice, and I think once our roles started settling in and she figured out what her role could be, I think that's when she really started to excel in practice. And then it's like opportunities are going to find her. And I kept telling her that's for sure. If she's practicing great, it's going to be easy to put her in. And for long stretches of times, for short stretches of time. And I just thought her swing was more powerful, and she just had this way about her on the court. I think that just elevated our play. She was talking the whole time, and I just really appreciate that what she was able to do. And again, it gives us more confidence to do that in the future. And sometimes with those opposites, which I know is hard as a player, it might not be because somebody's playing poorly. It's like maybe we just need to switch things up, and that's a good position to do it because they're both so talented and they both can get kills and they both are physical. So there's not there's a big difference between them, and one's right-handed and one's left-handed, which could throw off the opponent. But for our team, it doesn't disrupt our rhythm or change things. So again, that's tough for them, but I think they're both figuring that out and realize that we're going to need them both to accomplish our goals this year.
How do you find that balance between maybe letting players kind of play through some struggles, knowing that you have good options on the bench that could also come in and help?
Yeah, again, it's hard. Sometimes it's a gut thing. Sometimes you want to see players get through it. Other times you want to give players experience. So you just kind of try to have a balance of that and pick the right opponents. And so we have a little bit of a plan as a staff going in. Like, this could be a good opponent for so-and-so if we feel like there needs to be a change or if we feel like there's an opportunity for one. But a lot of times it's gut. But again, sometimes there is maybe something we see where we already have that in the back of our head.
How have you seen Allie grow since she's been here over the last few months?
I think her approach to practice has gotten so good in the last couple of months. It's just like every day she's really consistent. And I think she's becoming a leader in her own way, even though she's not starting, which I don't know if early on she would have thought she could do that. But I think she's becoming a really good leader and somebody our team really looks to, and especially in times of stress. And then I just think her overall play has improved a ton. So I think she's putting more pace on the ball on her attacks, and then her blocking has improved quite a bit.
It's kind of hard to believe this, but the Big Ten Player of the Week award for Harper Murray was actually the first in her career. She got 3 Freshman of the Week awards 2 years ago. But just where have you seen her really elevate her game? She said that, she's grown mentally, which has also just helped her have a better hitting percentage and better play on the floor.
Just the consistency of an all-around 6 rotation player, and like her passing numbers are fantastic. I mean, she barely gets served because she's passing really well, and so I think she's took a lot of ownership in that part of her game, which that's probably the toughest thing to do as a 6 rotation player, is be consistent with serve receive, and then it makes everything else feel a little bit easier. But I think she's just been able to deal with different sets and use the whole court at a really high level, whether she's roll shotting or tooling the block or hitting hard cross. So she's just really improved. And now I think the back row has come into play for her, and she realizes that it can be such a huge part of her game. And we're using it, more in system or more when things are going well instead of just when things are not going well.
She mentioned that you guys are going to have dinner at her house. Just this trip for her, especially where she came as a player, and just as a leader, just how important is that, I guess, for her, as well as just her camaraderie with the team, kind of to show her hometown, I guess,
Yeah.
to back the.
Oh, I love going to players' houses on the road. So if we're close to anybody, I think it breaks up the trip. It's fun. It gives everybody, including the staff, a different perspective of a player, seeing where they grew up and how they grew up. So I think it just creates a little bit of a homey atmosphere. And I've never been to a player's house left thinking that wasn't a great time. So I'm excited for that, and I think our team will be very appreciative of a longer road trip, being able to break it up and enjoy a home instead of a hotel.
The two teams you play this week both have setters that are Nebraska natives. I mean, Mayon from Southwest and then Burke from Scott. I mean, what is there a sense of pride that Nebraska girls are out there running the show for Big Ten teams?
For sure, and I did my radio show today, and there's 74 Nebraska players playing Division I, which is crazy. Many in starting positions at Power 5 schools, so I think it's just a lot of pride in that the state is a volleyball state through and through, and from the highest level to the smallest level.
There's also a scheduling quirk. You played Michigan a couple weeks ago, and you play Michigan State twice in the next 2 weeks. I mean, does that allow your team to? I mean, you don't have to do as much scouting, I imagine. What does that do for your game?
Yeah, it's kind of nice because you can focus on you, and we can do things that we're really just working on ourselves versus focusing on an opponent. Sometimes in the season you forget to take that time on yourself when you're going from opponent to opponent to opponent. So these next 2 weeks, again, playing Michigan and Michigan State so close together, we can retract, oh yeah, I remember that from 2 weeks ago. We don't have to spend as much time. So it'll be a good week of training.
With your defense, what is it about the players that you have on this team right now that you guys should be really good on defense this year?
I feel like Nebraska's always really good on defense, so I don't know if it's like this year's players that are really making a huge difference. I think our digging is excellent. You know, when you have Laney, Liv, Harper, Terea, and then Bergen are all 5, 6 fantastic defenders, especially for their positions. I just think our block is doing a really good job of reading too. So if we're not touching it or blocking it, typically it's going in the direction of a defender, and I just think they're pretty dialed in. I also feel like the maturity of a team. You know, they're all seasoned players except for Terea, but very old players that have had a ton of experience. You know, Liv started last year. Laney's been a 2-year starter. Harper, they've all played a lot of volleyball, so it's not surprising that part of their game has really picked up.
Looked like Laney had a really good passing week last week. I know she's been targeted this season. How have you seen her kind of settle in the whole passing rotation over the last few weeks?
Yeah, you know, Laney, I think, just needed to get a little confidence back, and I don't think the staff was ever worried about her because she's such a great player, but you just want to see somebody excel at their max potential, which is our job, to get every player's max potential out. So to see her pass well for a weekend on the road, especially on the road against a great team, I think that was a huge step forward for her game, and she'll just continue to build on that.
What has Allie added to the team culture? You mentioned they look to her in moments of crisis, and just have a player like that, it brings her experience, buy into a role where she's getting.
Yeah, again, I think it's just she's buying into a role that is tough, and she has a lot of experience. She's a really great person. I think she connects with everybody from all walks of life, and so I think it's just somebody easy that they can look to. Like, she's been through a lot. She's truly doing everything she's doing for the team, and I think they also trust her when she goes in. She's going to deliver, and so that just bodes to leadership. If you can be trusted, off the court and on the court in big moments, they're going to look to her for help.
Have you seen anything from Michigan State yet?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of film, not a ton, but they're feeling good, and I'm not surprised because Kristen Kelsey is a great person and a really good coach, and I'm not surprised at all that team is playing very hard for her.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, guys.